Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. We're launching into the third hour of the program, and you, as always, can bring up anything that you want. Our number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Joining you in our studio tonight, it's Ian,
Callan,
and Daryl.
Callan Diggs is here with us. He is the host of Reaching the Finish Line, also the author of Reaching the Finish Line, the book. But it's a podcast as well.
Yes.
And what are you publishing weekly, pretty much?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Every week, 30 minutes, and then I have an hour if people want to get the full episode. And I have a lot of people, Robert Kiyosaki, I had the co-founder of Match.com.
Oh, wow.
I had NBA players on there. I had
Successful people.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes, very inspirational and also a great resource for career development and entrepreneurship.
And so folks can go to reachingthefinishline.com, can subscribe to the podcast
Yes.
there, and learn more about the book. Once again, that's reachingthefinishline.com for more of Callan. As we continue, if you're just tuning in, we've gotten into detail here. Barrett Brown, the journalist who was put in jail, because we've talked recently about press freedoms here on this show, and the United States ranked recently at number 43, down from number 41, I believe, the previous year. Number 43 of all the world's countries in press freedoms, in the Reporters Without Borders Press Freedom Index that comes out yearly. So things aren't very good here in the United States. They're not very free, and Barrett Brown is one of a myriad of examples of people who never should have had seen the inside of a prison cell, but he in fact went to prison for years because he posted a link to some information the federal government didn't like into a chat room somewhere. And that's it. It wasn't his information. He didn't steal the information. He didn't post the information. He didn't host the information. He just posted a link to that information, and he went to prison.
Unfortunately. And what did they classify that as on his record? Is that like a misdemeanor? Is that a felony?
He was
sounded like
facing
a felony.
felonies.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they wound up dropping the felonies, and he pled guilty to a misdemeanor of some sort. I forget exactly what it was.
5 years for a misdemeanor?
Wow.
I believe it was possibly several.
Multiple counts, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's-
consecutive sentences
Yeah.
on misdemeanors.
It's so unfortunate because when prison just does so much damage to people.
Sure does.
Especially because when people try to re-enter society and they want to apply for a job, like they enter a different world because most employers, even if it's a misdemeanor of a lesser sort, just the fact that you have something on your record, they're going to they have a justifiable reason to deny you employment. And unfortunately, when people in society, cannot get work, they do one things. They either go on public assistance or they commit other crimes to be able to
Right.
Be sustained.
This is a common story where somebody out of prison has a very tough time finding work. And it's sad because a lot of times the person and it's understandable as well. If you got 200 applications for a job, you're going to take the most qualified people. And I can understand why somebody would put somebody aside who's got a questionable looking conviction. But the thing is, a lot of times those convictions are for nonviolent crimes or, crimes without a victim. And there's a lot of times a decent explanation behind it from a decent person who maybe made a mistake and is trying to change their life around, but they never get that chance. They never get the chance to, make things right or make good, or even explain themselves in those circumstances. And it's tragic. But anyway, back to the story here from Barrett Brown. He's writing about.
So I just pulled up to find out exactly what it was he pled guilty to. Article from The Intercept says that as part of the plea, he pled guilty to charges related to the threats, obstruction, and accessory after the fact in the Stratfor hack.
The hell he didn't threaten anybody. Just crazy.
Right, but that was one of the things that
Like,
was
here, you
thrown
plead
in.
guilty to this, so we don't charge you with a felony, basically.
Plead
right?
guilty to these misdemeanors, and we drop the felonies.
Wow.
So then they arrested him just like a week or two ago for ostensibly not asking permission to, they told him he had to ask permission to give media interviews, and he says, "Nuh-uh, show me the policy." They never showed him the policy. They instead showed him the inside of the Seagoville Correctional Institution, the federal prison,